Welcome to LUTV's coverage this Monday afternoon. It's Leeds United's 23s versus Reading's 23s. The game at Thorp is a big one in terms of the rest of this season. Leeds United looking to make it 8 wins in a row in PL2 Division 2, unbeaten in 9 at home. Their last defeat was just less than a year ago, 7th of February, in the Premier League Cup to Derby. They can go 13 points clear if results go their way today, bringing the other fixtures that will take place, should I say, this Monday afternoon. Rather pretty drastic changing conditions from the last time Leeds United's 23s played in the heavy snow in the northeast of Middlesbrough. Cracking flags this afternoon in Wetherby. So Leeds United's first 11 is Kiko Casilla. That's the goalkeeper for today. The defence is Cody Drame, Leif Davis, Charlie Cresswell, Ollie Casey. It will be Noah Kenner operating in front of the back four. The rest of the team is Crescencio Somerville, Jack Jenkins, Joe Gelhardt, Stuart McKinstry and Liam McCarran. Matt Jackson's subs today, a young-looking bench: Eli Capil, Niall Huggins, Chris Moore, Max Dean and Charlie Allen. The team for the Royals, today's visitors, is Connie Boyes Clark, Tenai Watson, Ethan Bristow. Captain is Ryan East, Michael Strickland, Omri Luzon, Kian Levy, Conor Lawless, Jaden Onan, who is Reading's top scorer, Amadi Kamara and Thierry Nevers. The subs for the Royals are Imari Samuels, James Holden, Nahum Melvin Lambert, Joseph Ajay and Tyrrell Ashcroft. So Reading, 5 wins in their last 6. They're 12 points behind Leeds United. They're a free scoring team as well. This could be a very, very good game. They've got 19 goals in 6. 3 wins in 4 on their travels. And what we won't talk too much about is the fact that they beat Leeds 3-2 back in October. But it was a game where Leeds had a young team out, a very good battle down in the south. And Reading will certainly be a very strong team. They've got a couple of games in hand over the Whites as well, 2 in particular. So if they try and get a result today, they can certainly cut the gap as the game is underway. Joe Gelhardt will lead the line for Leeds today in the number 9 shirt. And hopefully the conditions will certainly help Leeds out after a tough couple of weeks to play on some pretty tricky surfaces, as the attack is straight away in Leeds' favour. Nolan Kenner wins the header, Jenkins wins the second, Kenner wins it again. Leeds are trying to go the opposite way, but Davis now gets a bit of quality on the ball, brings it under control, just glides it into the feet of Liam McCarran, back on the left-hand side of midfield in his normal position. A couple of steps to the inside, but eventually has to go back to Davis. Davis tries to go forward, wins the ball back, and Leeds with Casey into Casilla. Now Casey will come again, bit of a heavy touch, and he decides to go route 1 instead, looking for Joe Gelhardt, and Leeds will win the throw-in inside the first minute. After today, just 8 games left in this season. Has gone incredibly quick, and 6 of those are away from Thorp Arch, where Leeds will hope to try and get their hands on the title. The table sees Leeds top, 10 clear of Stoke. Stoke don't play until 7 o'clock this evening. Then it's Reading on 22 points, Aston Villa on 21, and Crystal Palace are in 5th on 20 points. Leeds with a Noah Kenner into the box, an ambitious run from him. Handball appeals from the Leeds United number 4 as he makes his way back into the centre of midfield. Somerville challenging with Ethan Bristow. Jenkins playing a little bit further forward, gets it back to Somerville and now makes a supportive run on his inside. Somerville doesn't use him, decides to skip past a couple of players instead. Eventually gives the ball away, but Noah Kenner puts his body on the line. It's unfortunate there, Noah Kenner, and now Reading will break. On the counter, Leif Davis trying to get back, and Leeds try to operate the man marking. It's a free shot towards goal though, and it's gone high over the crossbar, but in terms of pressure on that Reading midfielder, it was non-existent for Leeds, and it's something to learn from. The Royals do have packs of pace in this team. As I say, it could well be one of the games of the season so far. Of course, for Leeds' perspective, we do hope it's just a boring routine win if that's what it has to be. Leeds win a free kick. Joe Gelhardt is fouled. In the other games later this afternoon, we've got 1:30 kickoffs. Middlesbrough versus Sunderland. Crystal Palace take on Burnley. Ball from McKinstry. It's a really good pass out towards Somerville. Goes to Jenkins. Jenkins to Cody Drame at right back. Back inside. No, Kenner's got a bit of space to operate. Out to Davis. Davis looks back into the middle. It was a pass that was never on. No one Kenner was being marked by 2 Reading players, but he still went for it. But Drame recovers to the danger with a very cool flick over the head. And now Jenkins in to Casey. Sorry, to Cresswell, then to Casey. Leeds trying to build out from the back. Can see it nice and cool and collected to Cresswell once more. The lines on the pitch might cause Reading a few headaches. Somerville sets off, looks to set off far too early. The flag does come up and nearly got there. Reading dealing with that ball on the left as Somerville gets back and tries to defend alongside Joe Gallagher. Those two combined to deadly effect in that game against Middlesbrough inside the first half. Leeds 4 goals to the good. Gallagher then brought off and Leeds had to do it the harder way, missing a second half penalty. Sam Greenwood and Joe Gallagher, by the way, now leading joint top scorers for the Whites. Sam Greenwood had burst into an early lead, but playing a bit deeper now. Joe Gallagher's caught him up, so that battle I'm sure will hot up before the end of the season. Boyce Clark, that's a very heavy touch, and that ball has gone out, and under no pressure whatsoever. He's taken his eye off the ball, and Leeds have a free corner. So 4.5 minutes gone. Leeds 0, Reading 0. A chance for Cresswell. Casey, no, and Kenner I'm sure will come up. We saw Pascal Strike get a goal yesterday. He was one of the 23's players that was always a threat from set pieces during his days in the academy. Now one of the stars of the first team, and hopefully Cresswell and Casey will be looking to follow suit, as Cresswell is normally the target. Casey had a cracking game last week, and he will be trying to get himself on the score sheet as well. That corner very ambitious all the way out towards Joe Gallagher, who has kept it in. Gallagher tricks his way past the Reading midfielder and wins yet another free kick. McKinstry is coming over to discuss tactics with Joe Gallagher. It would probably favour Gallagher's left foot, this, to try and swing it towards the edge of that 6-yard box. Casey, Cresswell, Kenner stood in a little triangle at the back post. Somerville with them. Davis, remember, suggesting he wants it to the near post. He's another player that's got a lot of talent in the air. It is Gallagher towards the far post, and it's a header towards goal, and Casey just steers it wide. It will be a goal kick. Still 0-0, but a good chance that for Leeds. Just perhaps getting underneath the ball, jumped a little early, but for his first opportunity in the game, it's certainly a decent effort from Casey. It's back to Boyce Clark, and after his mishap earlier, Leeds will try and put the pressure on him and the rest of the Reading defence. They're doing that just now as McCarron flies in with a tackle. It's a ball-winning one as well. Kenner gets a touch to it, but Reading do well. Clear their lines, and that ball goes all the way out towards the Leeds United dugout. Pretty compact so far, today's visitors. The only Jaden Onan, the man that stayed furthest forward in the number 9 shirt. Here he comes across to try and put Casey under pressure, but Leeds very confident on the ball. Back to Cresswell. Casey carrying it out of defence, tries to play it down the line. A little bit too much power on it at first, but McCarron has got half a chance of getting to that. And that's another poor clearance from the Reading goalkeeper. Cannon on the ball, flicks it inside to McKinstry. McKinstry's got Somerville over the right shoulder and goes and finds him. Now one-on-one with Bristow. Trying to squeeze the ball through. McKinstry towards goal. Good save by the keeper. Comes out nice and early. There's Connie Boyce Clark and gets his body behind the ball. And he's a big man, big frame. Very difficult to beat. Front he's come out to smother the ball. That's a good opportunity that for Leeds. And it's a great little team move. Somerville at the heart of it with McKinstry, who's trying to get back now. Reading have got in behind once more across the face of goal. Reading have got the numbers there, but no Kenna gets in front of that ball. Still Reading come forward. Potential free kick on the edge of the box. Nothing given. Who is East? He was one of the players that directed the traffic for Reading in the first game between these two this season. Sits in midfield in that number 4 shirt, trying to guide his players around the park, a little bit like Noah Kenna will do on the opposite side of the field. Leeds with Gelhardt leading the defensive charge up front, forces the mistake, forces the quick pass, and Jenkins all the way back to Kiko Katir, and Leeds can rebuild. Reading with the ball in midfield. Leeds gone to sleep a little bit in the middle of the park. It's out wide to the left-hand side. A shot's going to come in. It's a tame one from number 11, Thierry Neves. Kiko Katir gets his body behind the ball and makes sure nothing can come of it. 10 gone. Pretty vibrant start from both teams. Jenkins on his way down the right-hand side. Drame tries to pick him out. Great first touch from Joe Gelhardt. Just cushions it. Brings it under control. Now just to sandwich that ball and squeeze it just up behind that right back, which is the number 2, Tenai Watson. Such as the array of passes Joe Gelhardt's got in his locker. He probably tried the hardest one of the lot there. Could have kept it more simple, but he's capable. Leeds win the throw-in on the far right-hand side. Kuradrami will go across to take it. Kasia gets his pass wrong, looking for McCarron, doesn't put enough power on it. The pass was there if he could have executed it a little better. Cresswell flies out of defence. It's a neat touch that from Reading. They're trying to get in behind. Good work from Casey. Kasia's pass a bit creative. Casey now decides to go the no-nonsense approach instead downfield. The Leeds did clear their lines pretty effectively there. Leif Davis flies into the tackle. And Kenna wins the ball. It's a good battle again. Davis now tries to go through the number 7. Gets to the ball. And McKinstry with a creative idea to try and go wide right. That's going to be perhaps an option for Leeds when the play is pretty intense at one side of the pitch. Somerville is sticking to his touchline. Cian Levy and so far Leif Davis enjoying a decent little duel. Leif Davis a very competitive player. I'm sure he'll be relishing that occasion. Davis looks down the line for McCarron. Nearly spun the offside trap as he got in behind. The referee gives the free kick. Flag does go up for offside. Casey's ball back to Kasia's a little short. Kasia, I think he's drawn, or at least tried to draw the foul, but referee hasn't shown any interest, neither has the linesman. Should be a Reading corner, an opportunity now for the Royals to test the Leeds defence. McCarron will go and sit towards the near post. Ball in towards the back post, free chance for Reading. Kasia gets up to try and pop this ball over the bar, and Leeds just allowing that free opportunity. Got away with one there, the Whites. Matt Jackson's side need to try and stay switched on. The corner ready to be taken in succession, and Leeds know just how effective Reading have been. Scored plenty of goals against some very good sides. Threat from all over the park, and towards the far post again. This time knowing Kenna gets a head to it. Leeds will push out. Gelhardt leading the charge. Jenkins alongside him. Reading now come through the middle, and it is Levy. He's gone past a couple of players. He's going to try and pick his shot toward the corner. Just can't nestle it in that far corner. Charlie Cresswell just trying to give a word of encouragement to his players. There's a few times now that the Reading midfield have come straight through the heart of Leeds' defence rather than work it wide. Good work from Jenkins, just lets the ball bounce and just gives himself a little bit more time to think. Draws the foul. Nevers, the man that brought him to the floor. Now Cody Drame just decides to let Cresswell take charge of this. Cresswell looks for Leif Davis on the left-hand side of defence. He does have McKinstry trying to charge him behind. That pass wasn't on. A bit of control from Casey. Here is Casilla, and Reading clearly think they've got a chance to put the pressure on Leeds. Cresswell has given the ball away. He's gone towards Conor Lawless in the Reading midfield. Down the line, Jenkins has to get back. Out comes Casilla. Good hands from the Leeds keeper. And still at 0-0, and perhaps the toughest test we've seen for Leeds in a while. Have to work for the 3 points today. Somerville went to go down the line quickly. Vigelhardt gets the second bite of the cherry and now looks to Kenner. Kenner can carry it a bit further forward, but decides to go out to Davis. McCarron had come short. McKinstry has gone in behind. Has the offside flag gone up? It has. And McKinstry's run mistimed. Leeds just not getting their bearings right in that final third. Couple of offside flags now. It's not allowing to build up any pressure. But a pretty even game so far. Couple of chances apiece. Still goalless. As a reminder, there's 2 games at 1:30 in the division today. That's Middlesbrough, Sunderland, Crystal Palace, Burnley. Will bring you the scores that, if they do change while we're on air. Out towards Joe Gelhardt now. Gelhardt skips past his man. Now a chance to cross the face of goal. Drills it into the floor. And a good job by the keeper once more. Good block at the near post by Luzon. Reading players stayed down. Whether he rolled his ankle by trying to stop Joe Gelhardt. Reading player did seem to go to the floor just as Gelhardt went past him. Yeah, seemed to just stand a little awkwardly. An awkward fall and might need a bit of treatment. Looks like it's the right knee that's giving him some problems. So, first real break in this game. Watson just going to try and run the problem off. Doesn't look to be too comfortable. Game going to be resumed with the keeper, Connie Boyce Clark, and the referee is allowing Watson to come back on as and when he's ready. And now Leeds will start the press with Gelhardt. And Kenner gets a touch to the ball. Kamara picks it up anyway. Drame with the interception. Bit unlucky that for Leeds. Drame had gone to clear that for a throw and it stayed in via deflection. But second time around, he gets the job done. Cresswell on the ball. Trying to build out from the back for Leeds, but not too much control they've had the last 10 minutes. Reading certainly just making it a bit more of a end-to-end battle. Two Reading players collide. Referee suggests it was a push that from a Leeds player that caused it. And it is going to be a free kick to the Royals near halfway, East to take it. It's back to Strickland. Boyce Clark. With Luzon. Over the top, Davis a little outnumbered on the left-hand side. McCarron now getting back to help him out. Levy's got away and McCarron goes straight through the back. And perhaps he'll be lucky to not avoid a card. It was no attempt to play the ball. Referee may be giving him the last warning. And a dangerous free kick this for Leeds to defend. A number of Reading players are certainly showing that they want to have a go here against Kiko Casilla. Four-man wall. Jenkins, Gelhardt, Cresswell and McCarron. Jenkins now actually steps out of that wall. Stood over this, looks to be Lawless. Goes to try and go underneath the wall. Rather interesting technique. He's managed to work it away around the wall though. Here comes Watson. Cresswell now goes for territory and clears the ball away. Reading just slowly trying to build the pressure on the Leeds United goal. Levy leaves this one for Watson. McCarron has to watch. Keane Levy behind him. Leif Davis instead just does that role for him and now gets on his way. And this is a good battle. Levy's very quick. Davis is even quicker though. And now Leif Davis takes them all on his own. Goes around, wraps the ball around into the box. It's a lovely move from Leif Davis. He's unlucky. Perfect cross for an attacker to get there. No one could keep pace with him. But Somerville goes to recover the ball on the far side and Leeds keep possession. Just a glimpse of what Leif Davis can do once you give him some field position to attack. He's so quick. And that hopefully will give Leeds a bit of confidence. As Casey goes back to Casilla. Again, Reading's pressure intense on the back four on the keeper. Casey again needs a bit more help. He's been sandwiched out and now decides to go cross field. We'll see, you get taught not to go across your box, but that's not the modern Leeds United way. As Somerville gets to the ball, he's got Gelhardt on his inside. He goes to ground. He just doesn't get enough power on it. Perhaps got a nudge as he played the ball, and Leeds unlucky again. This is starting to become a very open game. Great watch for the neutral, but Leeds, last couple of minutes, starting to show a little bit more about themselves. Digging in, some good clearances, some quick counter-attacking moves as well. Big game, as we say, in this stage of the season, with teams getting a couple of games in hand on Leeds. A couple have not played too many times since the new year. Reading are one of those. Leeds did have a game cancelled due to the weather against Wolves a couple of weeks ago, and at the time Wolves were second in the table, and it was a big old tabletopper 6-pointer. Wolves now not even in the top 5, so it just shows you the ever-changing landscape that is the PL2 Division 2. Leeds have set the bar, they've got the points on the board. It's up to everyone else who's got the games in hand to try and cut the gap. Davis pulls wide, turns past Levy, just about keeps that ball in. Halfway point of this first half. Leeds have had a few chances. Somerville and McKinstry combining earlier on. Casey's headed wide from a free kick. Davis's ball into the box with no touch, and Reading, a couple of set pieces have caused problems as well, and a few shots from range. Davis, that's a really smart first touch. Then he gets it down the line looking for McKinstry. He does have McCarron behind him. He gets it towards Liam McCarron, who cuts it across goal. Reading do very well to keep it in play, albeit a little fortunate. Watson, now Casey. Great covering defensive work from Charlie Cresswell. You can tell we often speak about the combination those two have after playing together for so many years. You can just read each other's game inside and out. And Cresswell goes to Drame, who now looks over the line towards Somerville. Somerville's got him behind. He's now going to try and pick out a teammate. Somerville into the box, running at Luzon. Still going, Somerville. The shot comes in. It's deflected wide for a corner. And Leeds, once again, using the raw pace of Crescencio Somerville to great effect. Leeds with a set piece at 0-0. Just managed to arch his run a little bit to stay on side. Not the greatest bit of defending from Luzon, who I think was worried about the pace, so he dropped back a little bit, played him on. Now can Leeds test them from this set piece. McKinstry looking for Casey. It's just over his head and headed away. McCarron is urged to go back to halfway, where Drame will now try and fire the ball out to McKinstry. It's a good pass. McKinstry ignores the overlapping run the first time. Doesn't on the second occasion, but Jenkins had set off. And now I think Jenkins is probably bemoaning the fact that the pass should have come sooner. First time of asking, he would have had a free cross, but not to be. Boyce Clark with the free kick. No real rush to take it. Charlie Cresswell heads it back away from trouble. Kind of beaten the first time around. Goes in with a good tackle the second, but Reading win a free kick. Referee just going to tell him to bring it back where he thought the foul was, or at least took place. Somerville just trying to be awkward, and that's what Leeds need. Can't afford to switch off, allow a free pass to go through the middle of the park, and Levy's trying to get into that little zone now. Leeds players not happy. That free kick was incorrectly taken. And Reading have now had a set piece of their own, and it's being given the other way. It's a little bit awkward for the Royals left back as Bristow has got his feet in a tangle as Davis now goes down the left to McCarron. McCarron's got a bit of space. Not had the opportunity to run at them with any real power behind him. Now he does get in behind McKinstry. It's another great ball. McCarron goes low and hard. The keeper missed it. The defender didn't, but Davis now tries to get the second attack coming. He just pulls the left shoulder of Levy. The referee didn't miss it. He tried to be crafty there, did Leif Davis. Got a really good, strong start to this game. Drame with the powerful header. McKinstry holds up the play. He's had a pretty effective game. There's some quick passing in the final third, connecting the wide men inside. McCarron back to Casey. Looking for Joe Gallagher, who was offside at the time. Cresswell heads clear. Leeds just need to try and get a little bit more control as Reading are flagged offside by the looks of things. See a replay, and again that combination of McKinstry into the box to McCarron. He's very good at that, Stuart McKinstry, where he's just a couple of touches and before the defence know it, it's away and into the box. Joe Gellhart, oh, great feet, he goes down, referee says nothing, and Joe Gellhart punches the floor in frustration. He looked to have turned his man inside out, and from first viewing I thought he was fouled. Beautiful skill again from Joe Gellhart. And Leeds unlucky. The referee was in a good position, in all fairness to him. It's not as if he was behind play. But once again, Joe Gellhart's feet causing carnage for the opposition defences. Now Charlie Cresswell steps out of defence. He goes to McKinstry, who's pulled wide. Somerville is coming in on the inside. McKinstry, normally a wide man himself, is going to try and show what he can do. Instead, he takes a good chunk out of the leg of Thierry Nevers, who he certainly felt the full force of that tackle, and McKinstry is now having to defend himself to the official. You can see both sides of the coin. The ball was there to be won. Looking at that challenge, and I'm no body language expert, but the number 5, Michael Strickland, looked pretty guilty there to me. But never mind. We move on. Half-hour mark nearly upon us. Still goalless. I'm sure Joe Gelhardt will just be even more determined now to make sure that he can be part of a goal for Leeds that gives them the lead, as Reading give the ball away. They've not had too much possession last 6-7 minutes. It has been more of Leeds on the attack. It's what Mark Jackson will want from his side. As a reminder of a very young bench today: Capil, Huggins, Moore, Dean and Allen. Big congratulations to Niall Huggins for his first team debut yesterday afternoon as well. As here is Somerville coming into the Reading box, goes past his man, puts too much power on the cross. Great feet originally to get past his defender. Just too much on the ball into the penalty box. And that one was never going to sit inside the touchline, as Reading and their defence just try and discuss a few things, clearly feeling a little bit more under strain. Attacks mainly, last few minutes have all gone one way. Boyce Clark out to Watson. McCarron trying to block the channel to go back inside. Gelhardt, bit of a lone striker at times. Jenkins now decides to join in on the attack, comes flying out of the Leeds midfield. Now he's trying to cause a nuisance and nibble away at the Reading midfielder. His opposite number goes past him though. This time Reading have gone in behind. Drame, for a very rare occasion, is beaten one-on-one, but he's come back for a second opportunity. Jenkins gets there with him, and Leeds nice and patiently win the ball back, only to give it away. Here is East, and he goes back to losing in the Reading defence. The referee given an advantage there as Kenner's beaten for pace. Ball comes in. Good footwork from Cody Drame. He's having his left arm pulled and gets the free kick. And there's, as always, with some top teams at this level, you can see the individual battles that are forming. Nevers against Cody Drame has been a good one. Levy against Davis. East has been trying to get hold of McKinstry. Last few minutes he's been unsuccessful in his quest, as McCarron under pressure goes down the line. Davis has to get there first, and he gets a very important touch there, Leif Davis. He's strong and he's tenacious, and he gets the ball to McCarron. That's a great little combination, and now McCarron can stretch out the legs looking for Gelhardt. Gelhardt on his way into the box. He's going to try and trick his way through. Nearly goes past them. Now tries to get to the ball again. Gelhardt wraps his foot around it, and it'll deflect into the path of the keeper. And even when he's lost the ball there, Joe Gelhardt, he nearly created something out of nothing for Leeds. Drame goes to ground early. This time he wins the battle. Then he flies into the tackle. Perfect from Cody Drame. Gets the better of that Reading left-hand side of midfield. It might be the most entertaining 0-0 we've had this season at this stage of the game. Leeds by this point last week were cruising against Middlesbrough. I'm sure the players didn't feel like it in the pretty heavy snow and the rain. All of them in short sleeves though today. Now Somerville goes inside. He's nudged to the floor, and it's going to be a free kick. McKinstry calling rank. I think McCarron might want a word as well with a left foot option. Joe Gelhardt is making his way across as well. If you just join us on this Monday afternoon on LUTV, still goalless, but chances at both ends. It has been a entertaining game so far. Leeds have just had a shade more possession in the last 10 minutes and really started to dictate a bit more. Did have a 10-minute spell where they were under pressure though, and Reading are a team that are just not going to go away. They got the better of Leeds early this season. Leeds out for revenge as McKinstry swings the ball in. A late run from Casey Not quite sure Leeds' options from centre-half were expecting that, and now Ole Casey clearly feels there's an issue in defence. He sets off on a very powerful run back, and there he is, straight away alongside Drame, keeping that defence protected. Davis's ball is poor. Noah Kenner takes one for the team. Davis apologises to his teammate if his pass is crisp, but Leeds are not under pressure, but Kenner gives away a free kick, just to make sure there's no opportunity for Reading to counter. Jenkins nearly gets to Lawless in midfield. A sloppy touch, just about gets away with it. Cresswell fighting away. Referee says free kick. Cresswell, McKinstry, Gelhardt all very unhappy at that call. Obviously, China Cresswell has said something he shouldn't. Stuart McKinstry is never far away from letting officials know what he thinks. The skipper Cresswell gets told to calm down and get back into centre-half position. Less than just over 10 minutes to go, should I say, until the end of this first half. McCarron, Watson gets the wrong side of him, and McCarron was hoping for a free kick, nothing given. Watson's going to go for goal. Cresswell puts his body in the way. No, and Kenner follows suit, and East tries to dictate the traffic. Referee nearly gets in McKinstry's way. East has managed to come forward, takes a deflection, and Charlie Cresswell, the man that gets a touch to the ball to help out Kiko Casilla. And again, where Reading have been most effective is in that little pocket in between the defence and Noah Kenner. Not saying it's Noah Kenner's fault, but that's predominantly where they're trying to attack, is through the middle of the park rather than down the flanks. Whether or not Jack Jenkins swaps with Noah Kenner, for now they look to have done so, but this could be just a temporary situation as Jenkins fires it forward, looks for the pass to Davis. It bounces kindly for him. Davis ignores McCarron, looks for Gelhardt. The pass is wayward. Noah Kenner, great tackle. He wins the ball. Gelhardt sets off. Davis, it's a beautiful lofted ball over the top. It's even better foot control from Joe Gelhardt. Into the box he comes, tries to go round the defence, and the ball is cleared. How on earth has that not gone in? Joe Gelhardt asking for a penalty for a late challenge. It's going to be a corner. But majestic play again from Joe Gelhardt, who is more and more determined, I think, to break the scoring himself. Looks for a teammate. Maybe a late run from Somerville. Probably someone should have committed a little earlier, but all started with Noah Kenner's attacking challenge, very ambitious, went for the ball early. In fairness to Somerville, he was lurking at the back post, and that defender, he's ever so unlucky, ever so lucky, should I say, to not score an own goal. McKinstry with the corner. 10 to go until half-time. To the far post, Cresswell gets up, heads behind the goal, and it will be a goal kick at 0-0. Watson, Strickland, Boyce Clark is on the way out of his goal. He'll have to get his pass correct because Leeds will try and counter. He doesn't. Cresswell looks forward to McKinstry. McKinstry now tries to go straight for Somerville. Jenkins perhaps got in the way. Good touch that from Watson. It takes it away from McCarron, and he now comes forward. McKinstry, nobody can bring him down for Leeds. Advantage is given as now East piles forward. Davies gets a slight touch to it. Ole Casey, albeit rather awkwardly, gets ball and man and wins the ball back for Leeds. Just put anything into the challenge he could to make sure the ball didn't get past him. And Leeds concede a throw-in. I think Ole Casey's had his best couple of games for the 23s the last few weeks. Good challenge that from McKinstry midfield. Jenkins looks to go around the outside for Gelhardt. Strickland's got a lot of work to do, and Strickland goes to ground to clear the danger. Leeds get a throw-in. Davis, Reading have fallen asleep. They've let Joe Gelhardt, of all people, get in behind. Into the box it comes. Somerville's lurking at the back post. Defender commits himself early. Doesn't get a touch on the ball. The referee suggests that Gelhardt does go down a little soft on that occasion. Now Reading trying to break themselves. Somerville's got to use all of that pace to get back. Reading padding forward. Cresswell gets the touch to it to stop Jayden Onan from attacking. And Reading's top scorer clips Somerville as he tries to come back. It's into Jenkins. It's getting a bit erratic in the middle of midfield. Not sure either coach will be enjoying that aspect of the game. And Drame cuts across to Casey. Bit of time for Ollie Casey. Now to Davis. Good ball that. Jenkins. First touch wasn't inch perfect, and as a result, Ryan East gets across to deny him. Look again at this incident with Gelhardt. I can see some will probably say that is a penalty with a lack of touch, probably maybe similar to the Patrick Bamford one yesterday against Arsenal, where defender cut across, pushed him to the floor, and I saw a bit of a mixed review on social media at that one, but referee is the man that makes the calls, and he decides that that isn't a penalty. Gelhardt has gone pretty close now on 2 occasions to winning a spot kick for Leeds. Casey goes down the line and Reading's pressure tells, and he gives the ball away for a throw-in. 6 minutes to go until the interval, still goalless. Leeds, certainly the team in the ascendancy, certainly the best team in this first half. But it's not without any warnings from the Royals, who sit 3rd in the table. There's been no goals so far. The potential is certainly there from what we've seen, as the other 2 games is a 0-0. Crystal Palace, Burnley and Middlesbrough, Sunderland. Ball forward from Davis, looking for Gelhardt. The defender's just got across, but again, no attempt to play the ball. Gelhardt doesn't seem to be complaining too much at that occasion. I think both of them give each other the exact same sort of treatments. Nevers just gets away from Drame, but not enough to devastate an effect. Now Jenkins has got to be quicker as East comes through the middle. Levy once more. Reading's wingers yet again tucking in, almost making it like a 5-man central midfield when they're doing that. Leeds' man marking system tested all the time. So far so good from Mark Jackson's side as Boyce Clark goes wide. Joe Gelhardt just continues to plod on, gets his head down, keeps making those defensive runs, cuts off the routes for a pass. Here is Cody Drame. Now there's a lot of space here for Cody Drame. He decides to just go easy into McKinstry. Drame is still there. It's a ball across the goal from McKinstry. It'd have been absolutely inch perfect for a Joe Gelhardt's finish from the edge of the box, but he'd stayed outside the area. And Leeds are denied. Davis, a bit unlucky, puts the challenge in. Reading midfielder bounces off him. Drame has now stayed central, trying to stop Levy. And Reading, fortunately for Leeds, just had to take their time. East running through the middle again. McCarron, that's a poor ball. Joe Drame, we're very delighted to see that one trickle its way out of play for a goal kick. And Leeds are just going to reset here. Charlie Cresswell just trying to look downfield. Pick an eye for a pass, and now build out from the back. This game's so finely poised, you might hopefully not see a Leeds mistake, but it could be a mistake that gives one of these 2 teams the lead with the pressure as it is, the intensity. Hopefully it's only going to go one way. It's McKinstry. It's a beautiful ball to Somerville. He just sets off too early. The flag comes up and Leeds were waiting. They were queuing up. Gelhardt and McCarron were ready. Stuart McKinstry's eye for a pass has certainly been on show today. Started his Leeds 23's career with a left midfield role, then he went right midfield, and last few months he's played his trade in the number 10 spot, number 8 as well. Strickland looks for Watson on the overlap. Davis is going to try and get there. Davis is beaten. Now Casey's got to come across. Leeds under pressure, but that ball is poor. Drami is going to try and confuse the Reading defender. Dummies it for a throw-in and Leeds with a couple of minutes to go before the interval. Still at 0-0. Kiko Casilla wide to Casey. Casey to Davis. Davis looks down the line. McCarron, his feet had to be inch perfect. They were. He had 3 players try to swarm him and he got away from trouble. There is Drama. He's in so much space. Reading had certainly tried to put the pressure on one side now. Stretched a little bit as a result. Somerville tries to wrap his foot around the ball. Into the box. Oh, it's brilliant. And Liam McCarron opens the scoring for Leeds United. From left to right, they've carved them open. And McCarron meets Somerville's cross, which was just begging for a touch. He's fired it past Boyce Clark, and it's Leeds United 1, Reading 0. I mentioned earlier, about 20 minutes ago, the fact that Reading did seem to be trying to put the pressure on one side. Somerville predominantly sticks to his touchline, often will stay wide. And the minute he got the chance to cross, it's not a player you want to be giving that opportunity. He's so effective with the dribble, but picking out passes is equally as good, and it's just inviting, it's begging for a touch, and McCarron meets it with power. And talk about timing. Leeds finally get their goal. And it comes a minute before the interval, and it's pretty much made Mark Jackson's team talk a lot easier. But at 1-0, of course, we know how Reading, how effective they can be. They're a pretty perfect first half really from Leeds in terms of defensive clean sheets. They've gone and got their goal. They could have had a couple of others. They've knocked on the door. And it's a result that, as everything stands, Leeds will go 13 clear at the top of the table, albeit until tonight when Stoke play at 7. Now can Leeds end the first half with another goal? Joe Gelhardt tries to carry it. McKinstry picks up the pieces, goes for goal. Oh, it's a beauty! Into the bottom corner. Stuart McKinstry sends the keeper the wrong way. And Leeds just bulldozed their way through the heart of the Reading defence. They'd gone to sleep. Gelhardt's touch back, and Stuart McKinstry caps a fine first half with a goal. 2 quick-fire goals, 2 in a minute. Leeds United 2, Reading 0. Well, McKinstry won the ball back himself. It's a brilliant finish. Keeps it low and hard. And he's 2-footed, Stuart McKinstry. He's happy to go on his left or his right. And there's a few left-footed players in this team. Leif Davis, Liam McCarron, Joe Gelhardt that would have been proud of that. It's an absolute peach of a goal. And Leeds United, 2 minutes ago, were probably going to be pretty pleased at 0-0. It's been a good half. They'll take the positives. And this team never fails to surprise you. 2-0 up. Reading will probably feel very sheepish as they go into the break. It's a great touch that. Now can they end on a positive, the Royals? We certainly hope not, as Somerville's got back. Look at that work in defence from Somerville, backing up as a second right back. And Somerville, no surprise to see Kiko Casilla come out of his goal to applaud that defensive work. Into stoppage time now. Charlie Cresswell just trying to offer his services to Casey. Leeds just have to make sure that this stays with that 2-goal cushion. If not, they can extend it. Just go into the half with that clean sheet intact. Very strong performance. They've got no Sam Greenwood, of course. Now Huggins has been one of the stars of the 23s this year. Leif Davis has played a massive part in this 2-0 advantage. This man has, like he always does, Joe Gelhardt has played a big role in it. It was his defensive work that gave McKinstry the chance to score. And McKinstry and Gelhardt with a big high five to end this first half. Leeds United once again showing just how effective they can be on the counter. A really determined, dogged and very ambitious performance has got them a 2-0 advantage. The first goal coming from McCarron meeting Somerville's cross, and then McKinstry fighting his way through the middle to get Leeds a second. What a great first half. Join us in around 15 minutes time for the second half coverage here on LUTV. Davis looks down the line. McCarron, his feet had to be inch perfect. They were. He had 3 players trying to swarm him and he got away from trouble. There is drama. He's in so much space. Reading had certainly tried to put the pressure on one side now. Stretched a little bit as a result. Somerville tries to wrap his foot around the ball. Into the box. Oh, it's brilliant. And Liam McCarron opens the scoring for Leeds United. From left to right, they've carved them open. And McCarron meets Somerville's cross, which was just begging for a touch. He's fired it past Boyce Clark. And it's Leeds United 1, Reading 0. And it's a result that, as everything stands, Leeds will go 13 clear at the top of the table, albeit until tonight when Stoke play at 7. Now can Leeds end the first half with another goal? Joe Gelhardt tries to carry it. McKinstry picks up the pieces, goes for goal. Oh, it's a beauty! Into the bottom corner. Stuart McKinstry sends the keeper the wrong way. And Leeds just bulldozed their way through the heart of the Reading defence. They'd gone to sleep. Gelhardt's touch back, and Stuart McKinstry caps a fine first half with a goal. 2 quick-fire goals, 2 in a minute. Leeds United 2, Reading 0. Welcome back to LUTV's coverage of this PL2 Division 2 game between Leeds United and Reading. It's 2-0 to Leeds as we get ready to start this second half. It was a fantastic end to the first 45 minutes. Goals coming quick and fast. First from Liam McCarran, meeting Crescencio Somerville's cross. The second from Stuart McKinstry, after he and Joe Gelhardt charged their way through the Reading half. Leeds very effective. Reading, though, did have possession and chances of their own. Now Huggins looks to have come on. Just less than 24 hours after his first team debut, so he looks to have gone to left back, which suggests a straight swap with Leif Davis. Confirm that for you when we can. So Leeds' team is Casilla, Drame, Huggins, Kenner, Cresswell, Casey, Somerville, Jenkins, Gelhardt, McKinstry and McCarran. As we believe that is what the back four looks like, as now Gelhardt goes back to Noah and Kenner. Leeds looking to go 13 clear at the top of the table. It is Davis that has made way. Casey and Cresswell are at the heart of that White's defence. Reading go with Boyce-Cark, Watson, Bristow, East, Strickland, Luzon, Levy, Lawless, Onan, Kamara and Nevers as Leeds attack with McKinstry down the left. He's trying to get him behind and Strickland clears. Great 45 minutes that from Leif Davis. Great in defence, powerful in the challenge, good in the air. Great ambitious runs down the left hand side with some good crosses to boot. And now, just as Reading probably think that it's going to be a little bit easier, Leeds introduce now Huggins to the piece, who's effective in his own way with inside runs, and he just can't stop that ball from flying past him out for a throw-in. It was too powerful from Jenkins. Casilla to Cresswell. Back to Casey. Casey's touch gets him away from trouble. The Reading attack was in his face. They were trying to come at him with a couple of players at either angle. Again, Leeds under pressure. This time they're caught on the ball. Cresswell, Reading coming forward. They've got numbers queuing up. Shot across the face. Is it? Pass. And it's going to be fired wide. It's a huge opportunity for Reading. I think it's Ryan East that's missed it at the near post. And there were hints in the first half that Reading were just going to try and wait for a mistake from that Leeds back line. It never broke. There was no real mistake. The passes were crisp enough, but on that occasion they just got caught ball watching. They just got caught a little bit slow. Cut back from Lawless to East, and he just has to wrap his foot around that. And it's great news for Leeds that he doesn't, because it'd have given Reading the perfect start to this second half. And as it stands, Leeds still have that 2-goal advantage. But again, Reading, as we say, third in the table. They have 2 games in hand on Leeds after this. They can certainly cut the gap, hoping that Leeds slip up. It would take a very impressive performance, but they did beat Leeds earlier in the season. I know they're capable. And we keep saying all season long, Leeds have been guilty of giving Leeds away, but every time the games come thick and fast, they seem to be learning each week and each month how to see games out better. It's certainly a sign of progress this time around. Anyway, they sloppy at the start and they took control ever since. So hopefully that trend continues as Huggins sweeps the ball inside. It's wayward. He was trying to wrap his foot around it to McKinstry, but doesn't get anywhere near him. He's guilty of just giving the ball away in this second half so far. Somerville gets back, good tackle. Now to Cresswell, who goes to Casilla. Gelhardt, a reminder, level with Sam Greenwood on 7 goals, with no Greenwood in the squad today. Gelhardt will be desperate to put himself at the top of the pecking order. Now Huggins not happy at the movement further downfield. Does win Leeds a throw-in with Kennett offering an angle back up the line. Instead it's McKinstry. back to Huggins, who's been under intense pressure, but he gets away from one, just shows a bit too much of the Reading midfielder in front of him. Now McKinstry's touch is sloppy, and Leeds just need a couple of minutes to settle down, I think, by the looks of things. Reading are buoyed by this. Here is East. He'll try and pick a pass. Kenner is beaten by the turn. Kamara into the box. Now Kenner has to stay on his feet. Laid off. McKinstry gets a touch of the ball. Here is Lawless. Somerville coming across to try and stop Bristow. Kamara again. It's now out wide towards the left-hand side this time for Nevers. Nevers tries to get past Drame, who's always within arm's reach of him. There's a poor bit of defending from Leeds. McCann's got caught the wrong side, but Casey gets across, so does Cresswell. I think it was Cresswell with the touch. Leeds under pressure here. Huggins gets a slight touch of the ball. No one for Leeds just yet able to get a meaningful clearance on this ball. Huggins again, the left back having to watch a run at the far post. Casey's then gone to left back to help out, and that's the clearing header Leeds needed. Only as far though as Watson. Reading on the attack once more. Kenner and Cresswell comes across, and now here is Huggins, and Leeds just need someone to put their foot on the ball, but Huggins is caught on the ball this time. East runs straight through the middle. He's going to go for goal. Casilla gets his body behind it. That's just what Leeds needed. But again, Reading, it's the middle that they're targeting, that centre of that park spot. It's East that's trying to come through there. Levy. That's good, that from Leeds though. No unnecessary fouls. And hopefully that's the best spell Reading have in this second half. Drame down to Somerville. Back inside to his wingman, and Somerville goes to Cresswell. Looking for Huggins, and well, Huggins has been on the pitch for just a few minutes. Not had the greatest service. McKinstry is penalised for a foul on the far side. The referee said he went a little bit too strong on Watson. So now Watson's slow to get to his feet. Boyce Clark just about keeps that ball in play. Strickland under pressure. Joe Gallagher trying to get the ball back, and the keeper nearly shows too much of it to Gallagher, and he has. McKinstry's gone for goal, and he's just going to roll the ball along the surface into the back of the net. Joe Gallagher and McKinstry combine again. The pressure too much, and the keeper gets caught in no man's land. McKinstry side foots it home, and just as Leeds were under pressure in this second half, should I say, that third goal comes. It's Leeds United 3, Reading 0, and Stuart McKinstry has his second of the afternoon. Just shows too much of it, Boyce Clark to Joe Gallagher, and of all people to show too much of the ball to the centre half in nowhere. And the Leeds centre forward, he's one of the most hard-working players in this team. Give him a sniff of that ball, he's going to come back and get it from you. He loves to put his foot into a challenge, Joe Gallagher. And he might not have been able to set up a goal with a pass so far today. It's two tackles that have actually helped it on its way towards McKinstry. But all the same, still very effective. Leeds United 3 goals to the good. What a superb performance this is so far, but they've got to keep the foot down, got to keep the accelerator going, try and get a fourth, really put the pressure on those around them in the table. Make a big statement against the title rival in Reading. We have 2 games in hand, as we say. The gap for now goes to 13, with Stoke not playing until 7 o'clock this evening. Good work from Cresswell again. Middlesbrough 1 goal to the good. Kiernan scored for them at the 35th minute mark in what their game kicks off a little later than ours. Palace 0, Burnley 0 in the first half as well. So Borough climbing up the table in PL2 Division 2. Leeds beat them 4-2 last week. Reading beat Borough 3-2 at the end of November as well. So a team that these two know all about as McCarran's forced backwards. It's good pressure that from East. McCarran still got nowhere to go. Eventually goes down the line, and he's done very well there, Liam McCarran. McKinstry wins the throw-in. Stuart McKinstry having a superb game for Leeds. The finish might not have been as ambitious as it could have been. He could have lobbed the keeper if he just tried to keep it nice and simple. Just rolled it along the surface, and the keeper fell to his knees as that third goal went in. As now Cresswell wins another tackle. Has to get back in defence as Gallagher again tries to cause problems up front. Jenkins and Noah Kenner. Again, Noah Kenner. Superb tackle around the back of the defender. As the linesman given that, though. Is it offside, perhaps? The way that Jack Jenkins is reacting, yeah, it is being given as offside. Noah Kenner's very effective at that. He's got long legs. Can wrap the leg around the defender and win the ball first. He's done it 2 or 3 times today. And he and Jenkins, of course, have played each other's position before, so they're working in tandem. Boys half across towards Luzon. Leeds will feel that they can get something else out of the keeper today as he clears his lines. Bit shaky at the start, the keeper, but he made a big difference in the first half, stopping Leeds from scoring a few more goals as Joe Gallagher is penalised for a foul in the middle of the park on Lawless. 10 minutes into this second half, Leeds 3, Reading 0.
How are you going to get it, Connor? How are you going to get it again, Connor?
Gallagher urging Leeds forward as Boyce Clark goes across to Strickland. Doesn't show too much of it to Joe Gallagher again. I'm sure he'll be doing everything he can to make sure that doesn't happen. Somerville gets back and he's had to do more defensive work today. Crescencio Somerville. Good ball that from Casilla. Somerville wins a throw-in. The referee said that it goes the other way. So Leeds a bit of defending to do now. Very tight defending from Leeds, great pressure. Everyone within touching distance of a Reading player. The passes were quick from the Royals, and eventually the last one was wayward, and Leeds managed to win the throw-in. But Kiko Garcia looks at the ground to try and blame something for that clearance. He's been effective in goal for Leeds today. That pass, though, not his finest moment, as Leeds now have another throw-in to defend. With Nevers, Drami stands him up. Drami gets to it. It's a bit unfortunate. Ball comes across the face. Casilla deals with it, and Leeds will try and build out from the back. Good strength there from Cody Drami. Some referees might have given a free kick for a bit of a push, but stood his ground as best he could. Now here's Niall Huggins doing exactly what Niall Huggins can do. Just tears open the defence, plays it across to Gelhardt. His pass is a little too far in front of his number 9, and now Reading can build out with East. A nutmeg on Stuart McKinstry. East piles forward. He's one of the most effective Reading players. And McCarran gets back to help out. Effective work from Liam McCarran. He knows how ambitious Niall Huggins is with the ball at his feet. As a result, he just steps back and helps out. And when Kenner runs into Lawless, the duo just have a little bit of a fight and a tussle. In behind they go. Cresswell gets a touch to it. Drami puts his body on the line, and again a great duel between these two. There's been some great battles today between these two teams, and now Cody Drami tries to win a free kick and goes to ground. He wins one. Sub to come. And Max Dean and Charlie Allen, the two players that are going to get a run out today for the 23s, 2 under-18s players that have impressed. And Joe Gallagher's afternoon is over. The hour mark is done. That's their cut-off point. And Jenkins also gets an hour. So it'll be Allen into midfield. He played left midfield last week against Borough when he came off the bench. He's traditionally more of a centre midfielder. And Max Dean will go and lead the line. And if Reading have not done their research on Max Dean, then they're about to probably find out just how effective he can be. Under 18s player stepping up for the 23s. He's got a number of goals. Quick, determined, very hard-working player. Drame just gets a bit too ambitious there. Tries to run through the entire Reading midfield. Gets a bit of a shock as he's dispossessed, but Leeds recover. Huggins wide to McCarran. Now McCarran's got a chance to stretch the legs. He's got Allen on his inside. He decides to go over the top with a scooping ball forward to McKinstry. Return passes on. McCarran's got there. A chance to play the ball to Dean, and McCarran went for goal. Max Dean's not happy. He's a national goal scorer, Max Dean. Wants the pass into him. And McCarran will probably feel he probably had the chance to go for goal. Good goalkeeping in the end from Boyce Clark. Kept himself big. Stuart McKinstry heavily involved once more, and he does so well, McKinstry, to go from left to right of the midfield. He just links the play up ever so well. You've got Huggins and Allen on the edge of the box for Leeds. You've got Somerville, Casey, Cresswell and Kenner in the middle. It is towards Casey, towards the back post. Somerville queuing up across the face. Oh, it's missed everybody. Max Dean can't get a touch to it. It goes all the way out. I think McKinstry feels he was going to be offside, and it is going to bounce out. The flag had gone up anyway. But Leeds, ever so unlucky. Somerville's ball was just asking for a touch at the back post. Max Dean was there. I think there's a touch on it at the near post beforehand. Yeah, McKinstry touched it. Once he did, he was in that offside position. But we're going to get a replay of the chance from McKinstry to McCarran. Yeah, the cut back to Dean was on. The cut back to Charlie Allen was on as well. He just thought he could squeeze it through, but never mind. Leeds 3, Reading 0. And again, more great football to watch from the Whites on that occasion as Allen tries to wrestle away with Lawless. It's out towards Nevers. Free shot here for Nevers. He's going to go low and hard. Casilla gets down to his right to deny him. And now tries to release an attack straight away. Now Huggins this time decides to just stop in his tracks. Not often the case that he doesn't go straight for the heart of the defence. Ball over the top, looking for Dean. Thumbs up from Max Dean. He's happy with the service. Cresswell heads clear. Just time to go for a bit more territory now rather than try and keep it in play. Leeds still 3 goals to the good as Reading make a change. And it's Kean Levy who had a pretty strong start to the game. Now Melvin Lambert, the man that comes on. But Levy's been marked out of the game since about the 30th minute mark, really. Reading man going straight through the middle of that attack. So a formation change by the looks of things. Piece of paper being passed to captain Ryan East. Drame heads inside. McKinstry there again, like he always is, just in the nick of time as Casey tries to get in the way of the sub to make sure he doesn't have a free route towards Kiko Casilla. Charlie Allen comes across. Lawless gets to the ball, tells East to calm down as Reading try and get their way back into this game. Leeds defending valiantly once again. Cresswell once more, the brick wall. Doesn't get there the first time. Out comes the keeper, and now Lazen decides to get out of his way. A bit of a mix-up again. You can tell Max Dean feels that's a route to goal for him. He was on it like a flash, and again the thumbs up from Max Dean. He's happy with those little balls into the channel around the back of the defenders. Stretch their legs, try and open up a bit of space. Drame to Somerville. Back out to Cody Drame again. Across to Cresswell. To Casilla. Casilla was looking for Dean. There's a Reading player that got a touch to it in midfield as Boyce Clark gets the ball away. Strickland. Here's Watson. Watson's got away from McCarran. McCarran goes for a second attempt and just get a slight touch to it. He slows him down at least. Good work from Charlie Allen in midfield. Leeds again, just solid marking, great defending. Reading rush the pass, give the ball away as Somerville goes across to Ollie Casey. It's one of his first touches for a long while. Dramy at right back. Got Cresswell on his inside. Cresswell over the top looking for Dean. Lays and gets the wrong side. Dean comes across and he does well. Luzon had a pretty torrid few minutes with Max Dean coming on the park, and it's just a different threat. Joe Gelhardt normally happy to come short for the ball, gets it into his feet. Drifts wide to the channels, whereas Max Dean is a bit more through the heart of the defence. There's a different option for Leeds' 23s. The set piece is yet to be taken.
Come on, be alive! Come on! Be ready!
McKinstry towards the far post. It's headed up and to the air as it's now back out to the edge of the box. Here is Charlie Allen. Gets it to the edge of the area. Now McKinstry's got the ball again. McKinstry floats it to the far post. His body's queuing up for Leeds. Cresswell goes down in the box. It'll fall to Dean. Dean shaping if he's going to shoot. Her pass was heavy to McCarran. No one Kenner. Kenner's going to try and go for goal. I think the offside flag was going to go up against him. Boyce Clark does take the free kick. Good save to deny no one Kenner. Again, he's been very effective, the keeper off his line. Still has given Leeds a goal though, as Kenner has a nibble at the heels of Kamara. The referee gives the advantage, and now very last second decides against giving the free kick as East once more comes through the heart of the Leeds midfield. He's got great technique. Not good enough though to stop McKinstry getting to him. Allen goes over the top once more, looking for the first time pass to Max Dean. He's playing a lot more direct. Losing out of defence for Reading. Dean trying to follow him all the way. Reading player slips over. Now Somerville gets back. Somerville glides forward, gives it to Charlie Allen. Allen's looking for Dean and Leeds on the counter now, looking for a fourth goal at Thorp Arch. Dean towards the near post. It's cleared away. Max Dean is probably going to get penalised here for an arm in the face. The Reading player is caught. Rolls making another change right in front of the touchline. It's Himari Samuels on, and he replaces Thierry Neves, who had playing left midfield for Reading.
On the side. Come on. Johnny, check your shoulders. Take the ball. Good. Second. Again. Come on.
Casey to Huggins. He's got McCarran just in front of him. Bit too much from Huggins. Reading give the ball away though, so Huggins' mistake is spared. McCarran, great feet. Now Liam McCarran carries this ball forward. He's got an option on the left shoulder. He doesn't spot the run of Huggins. Somerville's control is just not good enough. Maybe the man in front of him here, Bristow, did enough to put him off. McKinstry just forces Bristow wide. Drame, beautiful. Back heel, gets it away. Leeds just probably rushing this a little bit since the introduction of Max Dean. They do obviously look and feel that the direct route is their best route to goal. Oh, and Kenner with yet another very important tackle in midfield. Got his first goal for the 23s last week. Dean leading the attack for Leeds. Try to put Boyce Clark under pressure. 20 minutes to go. Listening to LUTV. If you're just joining us on this Monday afternoon, it's been yet another enjoyable 23s performance. Karen opened the scoring. Stuart McKinstry has a brace either side of half time. 2 goals in a minute for the 23s at the end of the first half. Karen to Cresswell. Cresswell looks further wide and Huggins has stayed very far forward. He's just beaten to it by Strickland. It's good work from the Reading man.
That'll do you, Jay. You've got to gamble a bit, yeah. Yeah, you've got to gamble a little bit. Organising Charlie. On the throw, you press.
Huggins looking for an option. Not happy with the lack of movement. Knowing Kenner eventually makes the run he wants. Kenner keeps it nice and concise, keeps it tight to his right boot. Huggins back up the line to McKinstry. McKinstry dives away, gets away. Huggins wanted the ball back. It's now with McKinstry again. Looking for a hat-trick today. McKinstry just shows too much to the Reading midfielder. Gives away a free kick, and Leeds just maybe guilty of trying to walk the ball in then. Can happen when you're 3-0 to the good. Reading will try and change that though as Onan gets in behind. Allen's trying to get hold of him. Onan across the right-hand side. Shot's going to come in, takes a deflection, and just wide of that far corner. Thankfully for Leeds United, the touch, I think it's from Casey, takes it away from goal. And the substitutes, Mervyn Lambert, desperately unlucky to not put that ball in that bottom corner, and just an instance of what will happen if Leeds switch off. On a Casey does ever so well to just track the run, jockey, step back, and at the last second put the tackle in. Reading making sure they're not going to go down without a fight as the set piece is about to be taken. The corner comes in. Cresswell heads clear. It's only as far as Huggins, who just knocks it further down the line. And Max Dean comes out to try and stop the pass from Lawless. Here is East. East out to Bristow. Somerville tracking him. Somerville with a great tackle, and now he's on his way. Dean's trying to find a bit of space. I think Somerville thought he was offside. He was. And Somerville does incredibly well there to just wait for the challenge to come in. The referee wants a word with the Bristow. No cards as of yet. Referee had a pretty good game so far. Tried to let the game flow as best he could. As here is McKinstry. He's got Huggins on the far left. He decides to take it nice and simple to Allen. Here is McKinstry. Back to Allen again. Oh, Kenner's ball is short. Cresswell's been left helpless. Now a shot's going to come in. Casilla gets his hand to it. Brilliant save. Top save from Kiko Casilla. Tips it onto the post, and Leeds really starting to ride their luck a bit at the centre of that back four. The pass from Kenner was really short to Cresswell. Gave him absolutely no chance. Kiko Casilla, a free pass to Kenner. It was on. But that pass to Cresswell wasn't good enough. But Kiko Casilla gets Leeds out of trouble with a fine save down to his left-hand side. That's two chances. Casilla with the second save. Casey with the first block. Reading are not going away here. And they'll feel if they can get a goal in the next 2 or 3 minutes, they've got a real chance, just like Leeds did perhaps at 4-2 yesterday at Arsenal. The line of Reading bodies. Jaden Onan is at the back of it. He is Reading's top scorer this season. He stays central. He doesn't move as Kenner gets the head away. It'll fall to Max Dean, who just puts his foot through it. Tries to release Niall Huggins. He'll want a mistake out of Lawless. Lawless's pass now back to the keeper. He's been shaky so far. That touch is just about good enough to get away from Huggins, and Reading clear their lines. Cresswell comes across, puts his head in to try and stop the pass from Bristow. This is defensive stretch. Both centre-backs are out of position, but it's okay. Drame comes across and just deals with it as normal. With another very well-timed tackle. McCarron, referee, says no free kick. Bit of confusion there because the game seemed to stop. McCarron's down with a leg injury. As now Onan gets into the box. Cresswell comes across, puts his body in the way, and Reading not happy with the striker there. I think they feel they probably should have passed that, but 2 players down, I think, for either side, and that impact with that challenge. It is Liam McCarron that stayed down. Next a couple of players going over here, and it's just temperature is rising. Jaden Onan and Charlie Cresswell. And something you don't really see at this level, but a very passionate game. Jaden Onan and Charlie Cresswell, the two that have obviously clashed. Max Dean trying to calm things down. He was running over from halfway, just trying to be the peacemaker in all of this. It's easy to get distracted. We still hope Liam McCarron is okay to continue. Casey and Cresswell, brothers in arms, sticking up for each other no matter what. Of course, unsure what happened there. It was we were too busy concentrating on Liam McCarron. And Charlie Cresswell, whatever has been said, doesn't agree with the Reading front man. Every time the referee tries to calm this down, the duo go back at it. So, again, we hope Liam McCarron is good to go. It was a left leg injury that he picked up as he went down. The attack was carried on. Leeds are still 3-0 to the good. And the first cards of the game are shown to Charlie Cresswell and Jaden Onan. McCarron, you can clearly see, has a very visible cut down the back of his right hamstring. 2 of them, I think. This is not cold. That'd be even worse. So that perhaps suggests the referee missed a pretty late challenge, and obviously a very late one. It's down the back of the hamstring. Is a very high boot indeed. And this was it coming in. He's just been trod on. That's what's happened between the number 12, that's Himari Samuels, gone down the back of the leg. This is coaching staff are trying to point that out to the officials. Tempers calm down, hopefully, for now. Leeds need to try and calm things down a little bit. Reading will avoid that last couple of minutes by the attack they've managed to generate. And the Reading sub has been prepared at Thorp Arch. Good to see that Liam McCarron is able to continue. Now a shot's going to come in from Jaden Onan. Oh, it's just wide. Again, he is the top scorer. He gets a little bit of space. I don't think if that was just going to creep in the inside of the post, Casillas getting to it. It was a good effort as Lawless was caught as he played that pass, and Leeds still 3-0 to the good. There's only 13 to go, but Reading knocking on the door.
Well done. Come on, come on, let's play. Don't go towards him. Really running. The ball.
Smithville gets the challenge in. Cresswell asking for a foul throw there, and Bristow, the man that took it. Leeds on 12 minutes to go, still have this cushion. Hasn't been as pretty in the second half as perhaps it was in the first, but it's often the way when the subs are made. the team gets their team talk through to their players, it often changes the flow of the game. Leeds will feel the damage was done though, as Cresswell just can't get to that header. Has to be staying on his feet here. Reading trying to scramble the way through. A number of players can't get to Lambert, and he gets a shot away. Kiko Garcia, though, the fourth or fifth time today in this second half, gets across to stop the ball hitting the back of the net. Kenner under pressure, a lot of it, gets away. Garcia alerted by Drame at right back that he's open. Casey. Huggins can't get a touch of the ball. Reading come through the middle. Cresswell comes flying out of defence and then takes Jaden Onan with it. Importantly, he got the touch of the ball there. The Reading man was really out of arm's reach and away on the attack. As Drame gets a throw in, a bit of a lucky bounce for Leeds. Jaden Onan's clearly got the bit between his teeth since that disagreement. Noah Kenner gets to the ball first. That's good work from Noah Kenner. Just gets in front of the centre forward, wins the challenge. Tries to stretch out the leg, bit of cramp perhaps. He's done an awful lot of running today. Referee, I think, had signalled for a sub. Charlie Cresswell hadn't realised. The final change is going to be made, and it's Jose that's coming on. The Reading coaching staff are just trying to alert the officials that the man on the far side had gone off the pitch. Looks like it's Mamadi Kamara that has made way, and it is. And Kamara, in little bursts, quite effective in that number 10 role for Reading. Leeds will hope that his replacement isn't as dangerous, as Casey just heads back to Garcia. Jaden Onan again, just always lurking. Reading have a few more bodies in that final third. Drame's first touch again is precise. It gets him that little half a yard again of thinking space and then plays pass. Huggins down the line to McCarran. McCarran seems to have shaken off that lower leg injury, or at least for now he has. Comes into the box, swings one to the far post, and it's headed away by Bristow. Somerville was behind. Good work from Liam McCarran. He's trying to repay the favour that Somerville did earlier with an assist. Leeds 3, Reading 0.
Early. And again, Liam, Stickler, come on. First contact. Come on, Rev. Yes, EC. Yes, Stickers. Your space, T. With the header. Alive again. Come on. Body shape, 2 jobs. Attack the ball. Good, yes, Joe. Good, Joe. Space. It's the space.
Corner taken straight down the throat of Boys Park, and Reading running out of time. Casey and Co are charging back to try and get into their defensive positions for Leeds. Max Dean not had too much of a touch in the last 10 minutes. It has just been a game that's plodded on the last 10-15. Reading having more of the ball, more success, but Leeds still have their clean sheet intact. They have that 3-goal cushion. And those clean sheets are so important for Mark Jackson's side. Builds that confidence going forward, perhaps for what could be next season in the PL2 Division 1. Good header from Charlie Allen. Heavy touch from Watson gives McCarran a chance to attack once again, but he's going the wrong way. Under pressure all the time. Holds the play up and just goes back to Garcia in goal. Leeds have got a foul. Free kick by the looks of things, and the yellow card's out. Up to the surprise of Mari Samuels. Casey goes with the crossfield pass, looking to try and release Somerville. Somerville beaten to it by the Two towering players in that Reading defence, but he goes for a second attempt. Somerville, he's got the wrong side of Bristow. He's trying to find a way through. That should be a corner, and it is. And Crescencio Somerville has done tremendously well once again. Second half, he hasn't had anywhere near as much space as he did in the first. He's had to track back a lot more. He's played like a right wing back at times rather than a right midfielder. But again, all for the greater good of this 23s team, who are currently, as it stands, going 13 points clear at the top of the PL2 Division 2 table. Sunderland are down to 10 men in their game against Middlesbrough. 1-0. Burnley Palace 0-0. Other games in this division. As the ball comes in, McKinstry's ball for the second time in succession is straight down the throat of the keeper. In his defence, McKinstry's one of the first players back to try and help out as Kodadrami gets across to Casilla. And Casilla now to Casey. He's under pressure again, can't panic. Cresswell back to Casilla. Casilla concedes a throw-in. Do wonder if Kiko Casilla was thinking about the long clearance then, but Jaden Onan seemed to have blocked that route. If it hits the striker, it could have gone in the back of the net. Second half, Leeds have just been a bit guilty of trying to play a bit too cool at the back. Two of Reading's chances came from mistakes from the Whites. Here is McCarron. That's good work from him and Huggins. He's got Allen on the left-hand side. McCarron's pace is very quick. Allen's no slouch either. He's looking for the ball inside. He was a bit too rushed, a bit off balance. And the Leeds counter comes to nothing. McCarron, the ball hits him with 4.5 minutes to go. It's still Leeds 3, Reading 0.
Don't look at the ball, Nahum. Forward, shoulders, Amari. Got the shoulders, Amari. Up, we should be halfway. Come on, ref. Nahum. Come on, ref. Move again. Let it go there. Now you go.
Huggins with a throw into Casey. And back. Kenner gets it. He gives the ball away though. Charlie Allen tries to help him out. Drame gets in. Goes in with the second tackle. Drame. On his way he goes. Another trick or two to add to his repertoire today. He's shown a couple of them. Now it's a ball over the top to Somerville. Bristow's gone and brought him down. Well, it should be a yellow card as well, surely, because Bristow's the wrong side of him. Chops him to the floor. Not sure whether he's actually injured here or he's trying to do the fake injury where it's this little 10-second cameo to say how badly injured he is, and it's not a foul, and then the card comes out and he suddenly can walk. But he and Somerville perhaps landing on each other. And Stuart McKinstry just trying to repair the turf in order to get a decent connection with this ball. Liam McCarron's coming across to maybe suggest a different idea. Max Dean, Somerville, the two that are pictured in the box. Casey's at the back post. I'm sure Cresswell will be lurking thereabouts. Now Kenner in a line with Casey and Cresswell. McCarron stands over it. McKinstry whips it towards the far post. It's cleared. Only as far as Niall Huggins. Huggins goes for goal. And now Huggins doesn't get anywhere near the Reading goal. Still 3-0. Drame to Somerville. He's always at full stretch. Mark Jackson helps him to his feet. Cresswell heads clear. And McKenna helps it on its way. Charlie Allen to McKinstry. Allen's going to try and help out Max Dean, whose chest control takes it away, but he runs into Strickland, and the free kick's going to be given here against Dean. Thought Reading there were pretty adamant it wasn't a free kick to Leeds, and it's Dean that is punished. So in towards the last couple of minutes, the sun's shining right into the eyes of Boyce Clark. Leeds will try and test him a few more times. Huggins gets the ball back. Now McCarron, he's got a couple of options. McCarron goes for goal. Allen not happy. Dean not happy. But Leeds get another corner. Good to see McCarron cutting in on his right foot. It's not often something he does.
And again, Sticks. Nahum, and again. You've got to win that ball. Make contact. Make contact.
McKinstry, right underneath the keeper. Boys Clark punches it away. It's going to be a free kick against Leeds. Dean adjudged to have pushed the keeper right on the goal line into the final minute of regulation time. Leeds 3, Reading 0. Yet again, Leeds United have managed to ride out a 10-15 minute tricky spell without conceding. They did it against Burnley. They did it against Stoke. And even in spells last week against Middlesbrough, they had to just make sure that scoreline stayed well in their favour at 4-2. They did manage to do that as Kenner goes to ground. McKinstry comes flying across with a tackle. Somerville there again, and Leeds have shown their defensive capabilities today from players you don't often expect it from. Somerville, McKinstry, as Omiluzan has gone down with what looks like cramp. Despite being down to 10 men, Sunderland in the other game in this division are now at 1 apiece with Middlesbrough. Borough in 9th, Sunderland in 11th. I say Leeds are 13 clear as it stands, but that's only until Stoke play tonight at 7 o'clock against Norwich. That is a 7 o'clock kickoff for any of our Leeds fans that just want to try and track the score later this evening into stoppage time. Dean does well, holds up the play. Then McCann with a very powerful header. Somerville's got the wrong side. He's going to go for goal, Somerville. Doesn't have his shooting boots on this afternoon. It's not an easy technique in his defence. He gets one chance at that. He's got the defender coming in behind him. He's run himself into the ground again, Somerville. Kenner just caught out a little bit out of position, but he makes amends immediately with a very important tackle. Now he's got to try and get back. He does it again, Noah Kenner. Absolutely superb. And he wins a free kick. Charlie Cresswell. Big round of applause for his number 4, who is no stranger to playing alongside as well. Those 3 of Kenner, Casey, Cresswell have all played in this academy setup for some time together. They've all played centre-back together as well. You know, Noah Kenner can fill in at the centre-half position if he has to. Now he's a goal scorer for the 23s. I'm sure he's going to be pushing for a ball, box-to-box midfielder role. Boyce Clark wasting a little bit of time. It's just exactly what Leeds need. Reading have clearly given up on a chance to come back into this match. Consolation is all they can hope for at this stage. Ball in behind, Drame comes across. McKinstry's going to come across to help him. He claims it's a Leeds ball. The referee disagrees, and it will be a Reading corner. Into the 93rd minute, Leeds 3, Reading 0. Corner taken short. Lawless, he's got Dean trying to dispossess him. He goes round him, takes a slight deflection under the throat of Kiko Kasir. Great hands again. Really has taken control today for Leeds. Kiko Kasir. Would expect with his experience that's something he can do. Drame scoops it down the line. Max Dean tries to spring the offside trap. He's done it successfully. This will be some way to end the game for Leeds. Dean into the box he comes. He's going to try and wrap his foot around it. And Reading deny him with a very important block. Just perhaps lacked that conviction there, Max Dean. Didn't seem to fully understand what he wanted to do with that ball. That and a combination of some very tight Reading defending. As the referee has a word with a couple of Leeds United players. Will be into the 94th minute now. Referee urging them to hurry this one along. Everyone back for Reading. Stuart McKinstry's last 2 corners have been easy catches for Conyers Boyce Clark. Will it be a case of third time lucky and Leeds end with a fourth goal? McKinstry, this time a bit over the keeper's head. Cresswell was lurking. Out to Somerville. He's got Allen on the edge of the box. Somerville puts it back into the area. It's headed away. Reading flick the ball away. Now Huggins gets to it first and Leeds will try and attack. Huggins, tremendous close control from him. He goes across to McKinstry. Bodies at the far post, takes a deflection. It's to Max Dean. So it's to McCarran, should I say. McCarran to Somerville. Leeds, the attack still not over. Somerville onto his stronger right side, goes for goal. And again, Crescencio Somerville sends this ball high and wide. And Leeds now probably have run out of time for that fourth. Scored 4 goals in their last 2 of their last 4. 7 before that against Fulham. Will settle for the 3 and a clean sheet by the looks of things this afternoon. Boyce Clark will clear. Still will play the stoppage time, of course. That little disagreement we had between a number of the Leeds and Reading players and the injury to McCarran and the 6 subs is certainly going to play its part. Leeds have to get across. McKinstry, Casey. Again, Ollie Casey, tremendous work. Now he's on his way down the left-hand side. The referee isn't going to allow him to score what would have been a goal from a centre-half, and that is the full-time whistle. Leeds United 3, Reading 0. Another superb performance from Matt Jackson's side, and they continue to march on at the top of the table. There's just 8 games left, and 3 goals, 1 from McCarran, a brace from McKinstry, has given them all 3 points. It's 13 points clear at the top of the table, and that's all for our coverage here on LUTV at Thorp Arch. Leeds United 3, Reading 0.